Exhibiting effectively. Now there's lots of trade shows and exhibitions which are great routes to market, and some businesses just use these for their main source of getting prospects to talk to for the year. They're UK-wide, they are global, and generally quite expensive, because it's not just the cost of the show, it's also the cost of the stand, it's a cost of the people, it's a cost of the travel, it's a cost of the accommodation, and of course the cost of you being away from your typical business activities. So we're going to have a look at 3 different areas: behaviours, attitudes, and techniques. So let's initially have a look at behaviours. Now behaviours are your business numbers. Now we apply these in business, so let's apply them when we're at a trade show or an exhibition. So for example, if each person on your trade stand is targeted with a goal of creating 30 meaningful conversations. Now if you have 30 conversations, this may lead to 10 follow-up actions, follow-up meetings, follow-up conversations, and that may lead to 2 or 3 new clients. So 30, 10 and 2 or 3. If we get these numbers right, we can start getting better at these and fine-tuning. Then 30, 10 may equal 4 clients. And I don't know what a client is worth to you, but if this is an extra 10, 20, 30,000 pound a year, that's worth focusing on. So let's talk about attitudes. Out of behaviours, attitude and techniques, attitudes is probably the most important. So attitudes breaks down into 3 areas: the marketplace, your company, and you. So the marketplace. Do you believe that there's room in your marketplace for growth? Do you believe that the marketplace is saturated and there's no way I can get more clients and it's really tough prospecting? Well, that might not come across well on an exhibition stand. Then there's your company. Do you, and probably more the people who work for you, do they believe that your company is the right company to promote at an exhibition? Do you have market-leading products? Are we the company that truly looks after our clients? And of course, that's what we're trying to make prospects into. And then there's you, and probably more importantly, your colleagues. By far and away, the most effective tool you have on any exhibition stand or trade stand is you and your people. So if you've got people on the stand who don't really like talking to strangers, don't really want to have a meaningful conversation, don't really have the strength in my conversation to be able to create follow-up techniques, don't really have the passion that they're talking to these people in a week's time over the phone, I suggest they're the wrong people for your stand. Get the people who are good at this and have the right attitudes. Techniques. Now if we're going to create meaningful conversations, we need to have the right techniques to start a conversation with people. Now we call this in our world a pattern interrupt. Bearing in mind the people you're engaging with who are walking past your exhibition stand may have been jumped on 10 times already by other exhibitors. So we need to say something different. Not, "Hi, how are you today? Hi, how can I help you? Do you want to put your card in a goldfish bowl? Do you want to win a bottle of wine?" Everybody else is doing that. Let's do something different. Perhaps we're going to say, "Can I help you at all? Have you found what you're looking for today?" And the tonality is important how we say that. Not a salesy tonality, a conversational selling tonality. "Have you kind of found what you're looking for? Don't know if I can help you." That sounds different. If you're stood there with 50 brochures in your hand, people know we're trying to sell to 50 people. How about we just engage in a conversation because we don't know where we can help them? We won't know that till we've had a conversation. This may be one of your meaningful conversations. That's techniques. A few more ways to be effective at a trade stand or an exhibition. Now remember we did all that work on behaviours of getting our prospects there. So on the pre-brief, and make sure you do have a pre-brief and a debrief, but on the pre-brief let's make sure everybody on our stand knows who's coming and ideally what times they're coming. So there's one way. Another thing to consider is having pre-arranged meeting slots during the exhibition. Take people away for 20 minutes, have a coffee with them. You're doing proactivity during the show. And after the show, have we got some pre-arranged meeting slots for then? Particular dates we know are available, whether that's a face-to-face meeting or whether that's a phone call. Dress code. Now, depending what type of show you're at, lots of my clients are in the tech space, so maybe that's polo shirts and not what I'm wearing now. Or maybe it is what I'm wearing now if we're at a formal show. Perhaps this is a little bit too formal, unless of course you're going to a James Bond exhibition. But it does let you think about, what do I need to wear on the stand? Because we don't want people not to engage with you, certainly because we're looking too formal or too underdressed. To make sure your message is spread further during the exhibition and the build-up to the exhibition, maybe you want to deliver a talk. Now the organisers tend to promote the talks to get people there, and a talk is a great way to get your message to an audience as well as your exhibition stand. Exhibiting and speaking doesn't increase your message twofold, I suggest it increase your message sixfold. If you're on a 2 or 3 day show, maybe you want to put a drinks party on an early evening. Now this of course is a business drinks party, but it's an informal environment. People want to relax and have a drink, and you can gently talk about business with them. So a few don'ts. No fighting, no spitting, no swearing. Okay, here's the serious ones then. No time on your mobile phone. Just because you turn your head away on a mobile phone, people can still see you on there. No drinking coffee. No eating on the stand. You're on stage for 1 day, 2 day, 3 days. Take all that away from the stand. Do a shift rota. Because remember, to be effective, it's the people on your stand that matter. And finally, make your stand an inviting stand. You want people to engage with you in conversation, so perhaps have a couple of chairs here and there. High-level stools are quite good because they're for casual conversations. People might be willing to engage with you more as opposed to sit down on a sofa because they may not want to invest the time. So if you feel that we can help you with exhibitions and trade stands, if you want to invest the time and the resource with us, you're probably spending a lot of money anyway. But to make sure you get this right, the details are following.